Hello, everybody. How are you? It is so good to see you tonight. And we were worried for a bit because we're having a big cold front come through and the winds would pick up and lights would blink. But I was like, please keep the power on and the internet strong because we've got a show to do. So we're going to finish up this wacky self-portrait today. And I need your help figuring out a choice between two projects for next week. So, hello. Let's see who's here. Did everyone notice that it was Mary's wacky self-portrait that was our placeholder for tonight's show? So, we were all so proud. Hello, Miss Marcia. Is it getting... Okay. Who on here has had hot weather and who has had cooler weather? Because it is officially fall now. So I'm kind of curious how that is for y'all because it's still been a little warm here. But hi, Mitty and Miss Mary. Oh, it was my pleasure. I was sitting there thinking, okay, what am I going to do as a placeholder? I went, Mary's, because I love your quilt. Mitty says it's hot and raining. Glad you're getting rain. Sorry, it's hot. Today here was supposed to be 92, and then tomorrow it's going to be in the 70s. So I always think it's funny when the weather decides, I'm going to change right now. So, okay. I'm going to tell you what I did this week. Let me tell you while I'm ironing, okay? It is getting cooler. That's wonderful quilt weather. Wonderful quilt weather. You're right. All right. Let me get you over here. And I've got a few things to show you. 108. Yikes. I hope your thermometer's in the sun. Whoa. Okay. Now, what I decided, because I have a lot of things that I love. So what I have decided is I'm going to come back in here. I'm kind of going to cheat, everybody. So be prepared. Deb's getting ready to cheat, okay? So let me pull off a few of these things. Well, I'm going to leave that one. I think that's pretty good there. What I did... Oh, and remind me to tell you what I did to the face, too, because I did something important to the face. Very important. In fact, let me come over here and press this face down. I noticed that the face material was telescoping the background from behind it. So I came in here and opened the backing and took out all that background fabric because that is not good. That is not good. So now, here's what I did where I cheated, okay? I took some time to look through all my pictures and things like that and to print out on the fabric. You know how you can buy the fabric that you can run through a printer and print on? Well, that's what I did because I'm getting tired of this quilt. And I love so many things that it was going to take me the rest of my life to try to put all my favorites on here. So, I'll show you up close my favorite things. Oops. Make sure when you go to iron the fusible on the back of the photos, that little protective page stays in place. Because if that comes off, you're going to have a mess on your iron. Soon as I get these all ironed, okay, I can't do this one because the sticky paper, the paper is off. So I've got to decide where to put this, and then I'll iron it once I know for sure. Hello, Laura. Thursday already. I know, that's how I feel too, Laura. That's exactly how I feel. Okay, so here are some things that I hunted through. Let me turn this, I think this extra light. Come on. All right. Now, bring this up a little bit. Bring the light over here. I love England. Everything to do with England. And speaking of England, for 23 years, I watched episodes of the English show EastEnders. So I've got those two to put on here. And then, of course, I love my YouTube. I love what that gives to my life. This is supposed to be fall leaves. Fall is my favorite time of the year. Our Jody is here. Oh, I love Doc Martin. I love all of those shows. Hi, Miss Jody. Jody finished her last treatment, everybody. Give her a big shout out because I'm so excited for her. Here is the house we're currently living in. We took out the front door and side lights and put in a brand new door. I love renovating the house, and I helped build one of my houses. So that's here. Then here is my handsome fellow Mark and his motorcycle from a few years back. Then I love, love, love reading. So here's library books. And I'm telling them, Jody, how I cheated. Yes, exactly. It's going to be, yes, you're right, Laura. And it's going to be his very last. Then I love crafting. So I found a picture that showed lots of crafts. And then get ready. This is like a picture of Mark from 15 years ago. There's my handsome man. I told him he had such hawkish eyes. He was a little intimidating. And he's with his favorite dog, our Mia. She was the first dog that we got together, and we miss her. Then, so how is Jody doing? I hope she's doing well. Because, gosh, she has been the bravest lady I could ever imagine. I love that Jody. Okay, here is my rooster quilt, which was the first quilt of mine to be entered into or accepted into a show. Then, since I love, love, love gardening, here is a picture of some of my flowers on the front porch. And then I started a retreat down here in Denton a good number of years ago. So I put that picture in here. Then one of my very favorite quilts I made, I wanted to put something about quilting on there. Good for you, Jody. Okay, so you have an MRI tomorrow and a surgeon on Monday. And I tell you what, just relax and think of being someplace else while you're doing the MRI, hon. And that's my Grommet, who is probably just about my favorite dog of all time. Then here I am 20 years ago with Jenny Beyer. And there's her quilt. In fact, I'm holding the kit. I bought that quilt there. I know. I told you there's so many things I love. Here's a picture of one of my chickens, because you know I love my chickens. And then here's a picture of Mark's shepherd pie because I love cooking. So now all of these things have to go on this quilt. And can you believe this much stuff? But that's, oh, let me get my glue. Got my glue handy. So I'll talk to you but the face looks better now that I still am not happy with this mouth. I would like to figure how to do something better. I even thought, what if I put an apple for my mouth? But I am going to figure out something a little better for the mouth. It just doesn't quite look right. So I have all of these things to put on the quilt, and I just have to decide where and just get them going. So, and they can't overlap. I've got my sewing machine already down here and made with love. Let me bring my light over more. So, Mark's motorcycle. And you know that I put my kids and grandkids, they're represented by, whoops, I got to put everything in one place so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. My kids and grandkids are represented by these hearts over here. Then made with love, because you know how I just love and making things to take care of people. So I've got two of Mark. I've got my books. I've got my dog. I think he needs to go near my heart. Don't you think? So now, one of the best things I learned in a class is how do you get sticky paper off the back of something, like an applique or something. And that is just I love these stiff pens. Take a stiff pen and draw a line across the back of it, and then you're ready. So my Grammy's going to go right here. All right, let's see. I'll put this chicken maybe, got to figure out where to put this chicken. But I guess they can just go anywhere. They don't have to be, The best thing about making this not representational is it really frees you up to just relax and enjoy. So let's see. I'll put my chicken up here. There we go. And then I love books. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking of for the next show. You have two choices, and the first choice is to actually use the jacquard paints and do a landscape where I paint it. If you remember, whoops, let me move Mark's things down here. But if you remember that Diana B. did a beautiful, like a water landscape. She painted it herself and then did thread painting to give movement and accent it. So that's something to consider. Then, let's see. I'll put this up here for now. But then the other choice, so we could do that, which means I'm going to take, when I do paint my own fabric, and this is not just do like a little dye, this is paint the fabric. I'm going to, I'll put this near my sewing machine. When I paint my fabric, I'm going to use push pins and pin it to a canvas that still has its plastic on it, so I can have a nice surface to paint on. But the other choice that I'm kind of leaning towards is, let me look at you. I feel like I'm rude. I'm not looking at you. So the other choice is to make a doll, to make a fabric doll. And that would mean get some really good fabric, muslin, white cotton, whatever. And I'm going to show you, years ago, one year we had hardly any money, and Cabbage Patch dolls were all the rage. And so what I did is I made my own version of Cabbage Patch dolls for both my daughters and my nephew. But I'm thinking of doing not a baby doll, a woman doll. And it is kind of fun because you put stuffing, you're going to use a head form, and I can have the patterns for you. And then you stuff it with stuffing. And then you take a long needle and a good strong thread, and you sculpt the face. And I will show you how to do that. And then you can decide if you want to put yarn hair on, or go to the Hobby Lobby and get doll hair to put on, or whatever. But I want to have, our dolls are going to be as different as we are. And I want us to take beads and put jewelry on them and just decide. And then we're going to take fabric markers or actual real makeup and put makeup on them and just make a really pretty doll. And I'm thinking of making mine about 18 inches tall. And they'll have arms and legs, and then we can make an outfit to put on them. And you might be thinking, I don't know how to make dolls. I promise you, it's not hard. Now, one thing you're going to have is some bamboo skewers or chopsticks, because I'm going to show you how to stitch like the arm and then how to stuff it. The key in making a doll and stuffing it is to stuff it a little bit at a time. Okay? Push that down, then put a little bit more, push that down. And I'm going to make my doll with movable arms, meaning I'm going to put them on with a button so that they can kind of move around a little bit. So, you like the doll? Well, y'all can decide. And whatever we don't do now, we'll do maybe next. But I was looking through pictures of things, and let me see if I can find some real quick. And I saw some dolls, and I know about 10 years ago, they were all the rage. I seem to always be running behind. But handmade dolls. Okay. So, and what I'm talking about, let me see. I think what I want to type in, I know what I want to type in. Handmade art dolls, because I saw one today and thought, oh, wow. So let me, are you ready to see this one? Look at this. Oh my gosh. So what I want you to do this next week, look at that doll. Is that gorgeous or what? In fact, well, while I'm here, and the faces can be all different, but it's really not that hard to sculpt faces. So let's see. And you can decide what kind of costuming you want on it. Look at this one. Look at this. Okay? So this is going to be your doll. This is not a doll to give to a grandchild. This is going to be for you. And look at, this is a very simple face. Now look at this face. Whoa, that is really unique. I would think that what you would have to do with that is do some kind of paper mache over the fabric, try to sculpt the fabric. But that that might be a little scary for me. And so let's look at, oh gosh, look at these. Whoops, hold on. Look at these cute dolls. Look at this. Are they the cutest? So if you like Hobbit type of things, look at what you could do. Oh, and remind me, I'm going to give you an offer too at the same time. Because you might say, well, where would I get hair like that? I'm going to offer to share something with you. So, oh, look at this one. Now, you know, we've worked a lot in the last year on embellishing. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? We can do this, ladies. We can do this, okay? It's going to take your imagination. It's going to take your looking around and searching to decide what is it that I want to do. Look at this. Isn't that cool? And I could even help teach you how to make a chair for her to sit in. We could make a book. We can do anything you want. Your imagination is the limit. Let's see if, oh, look at this. Beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And they're using ribbons and strips of fabric as hair. Tulle as a tulle as a skirt. Look at that. And she looks like she took lace and colored it. Like you could color it with a fabric marker. Isn't that beautiful? Now this pattern is for sale on Etsy. So you could get a pattern if you want. Or we can come up with our own things. Oh my gosh, look at these. Look at these. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? So if you are ready to try this, look at her. Oh, I love that. I love it. And then, here are a whole bunch of faces. Look at these wonderful faces. Look at that. Aren't they wonderful? Now let's see. Oh, so there are just so many choices. Look at this one. Oh. And see, with just little paint, little hair. Now, it is a little tricky trying to make a small hand. And if you notice here, it's just like a group of fingers and a thumb. And they even use some of the Angelina fibers in the hair. But isn't this cool? Isn't this awesome? And we can add to it as much as we want. Here, someone made a cloth horse. Look at these. Whoops, not that. Look at these dresses. Oh, look at these little girls. That is so cute. So there are lots. Oh, look at this with twigs for the hair. Look at that. But these are really, really awesome. So what do you think? Let's come back to you. And come on, gotta turn this off my camera. There we go. Let's come back to you. Let me bring this back down. This will give you a good week to look and say, what would I want to do? What a doll she is. Yes, yeah, I could do a flamingo in a doll form. So anyway, what do you think? Do you want to do a doll? And that'll give you time to gather up pictures and be thinking, what do I want to do for my doll? And if any of you are adventuresome, you can start making patterns with muslin or whatever you want for the doll fabric. I want you to remember to get a good quality fabric so that the threads aren't too widely spaced. Don't use cheap muslin. That would be really hard to work with. But be gathering your stuffing, be gathering chopsticks or bamboo skewers, figure out what you're going to do for the hair of your doll. And that's where I come to my free offer. I have wool roving. Now, if you're allergic to it, you don't want it. But if you end up deciding what you're going to do for your doll, and you would like for me to send you some of this wool, and then you can use that to sew on his hair and then style it or braid it or whatever you want. I can send you a little bit of wool in an envelope with a stamp without having to send you a package. So I will make you that deal if you can't find what you want, and I will show you what colors of wool I have, and you can pick out what you want. Okay, so what do you think? Not thick fabric at all, but a good quality with a higher thread count, okay? So you could even, if you have some sheets with a high thread count that are just scraps now, you could even use that. Although just remember, the color of your fabric is the color of your doll. And, but it can be anything. It can be anything you want. Let's say you only have white fabric. That's okay. We can paint it, okay? We can paint it or use fabric markers and color it. So, but what do you think? Is this something you think you might like to do? And I'll have to have every stage done prior to when we have our Thursday night show, so I can show you this is how I did it. So, because I don't want to leave you hanging. If any of you are nervous about, I don't know if I can do this, trust me, you can do it. And another thing is you'll need a long sewing needle, something like a beading needle, but even stronger if you can get it. I used to have doll making needles, because to do a Cabbage Patch doll, you had to have a long, strong needle to push through all the stuffing to make the face and all of that. So, you think? Okay, I think that's what we'll work on. Then we'll follow it up with, at some point, we'll definitely follow it up with fabric painting and do a whole scene with painting. And of course, I'll make a pattern if you want. You can help me figure out what kind of scene you want to do. All right. Okay. You're up to doing a simple doll. And we're going to keep the doll part simple because the fun's going to be in embellishing, coming up with some really great costume and what to do for the hair. I mean, when I saw some of those photos, it was like it caught my imagination and ran with it. So be looking up handmade art dolls and start pulling pictures off the internet and put them in a folder so that you can get a good idea of what you want for your doll. If you can, if you feel comfortable, draw out, write your ideas or get pictures, whatever, have in your mind what you like best. I think this would be so much fun. You can go in your stash and find little bits of lace and little unusual trims. I mean, you could just, little miniature buttons, anything like that. I think that would be fun. If you have polymer clay, you can make things like shoes, purses. You can make accessories out of polymer clay. This could get very big because the sky is the limit. And I think I'm going to do a doll that speaks to my heart. So, and this is going to be, you know, maybe I'll take off this this pen cushion and sit her on here or stand her. I don't know. Maybe I'll find, you know what, Michael's and all those stores. They have doll stands, and so it'll be fun. And like I say, if you want to try to make a chair for her to sit on, I'll show you how to do one out of cardboard. It's easy peasy. And well, we can even upholster it. So let's just let our mind go. We all had dolls at some point as kids. And this one is going to be a doll, but also with all of this imagination that we have developed and collected over these years. And we're going to put in all of these ideas into a very special doll that touches our heart. All right, so now I better finish this one because at some point I have to finish my pet portrait too. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you before I go down. Do you see my leaf banner? I finished it. I'm so excited. It goes from that lamp all the way across here. And when it's not down here, it's hanging on my mantle of my fireplace. So I'm so excited. All right, here we are. Whoops. Okay, well, I guess that's pretty good. Let me see. I'll bring this over here. Now, if I turn on this light, is this going to... Oh, that has a glare. Let me try not to do that. Now, I do have another little lamp over here. I can see how this works. That might be a little bit better. Just have to turn it away from the camera. Because what happens is when I turn on the light, it makes my camera close down the lens. So let's see. Mark's going to be here. Here is I got 2 quilts. So I think I'll put where's my other? Oh, there's my quilt. Well, I could put my 2 quilts. Okay, what did I do with my chicken? Because I was just thinking I knew what I was going to... Oh, there's my chicken. I think I'll put my chicken over here near Kiwi. Oops, got to glue down Kiwi's little wing over here. And I will hold this up so you can see it close before we're done, okay? Don't worry, I'll make sure you get a chance to see it. All right. So anyway, I was telling them, Jody, I kind of cheated because I kind of got tired of this and wanted to finish it up. I've had a hard time lately with feeling that artistic creativity, and I apologize for that. But I've just kind of been, So I will put this right here, and then my plants will go down with these other flowers over here. But at least I think it gives you an idea that I love my gardening. It'll just let you know what things I love. So what things mean the most to me. And, I could have done pictures of all my grandchildren. But honestly, this is about more than that. I don't want it to be all about my grandchildren. I want it to be mostly about me. So, of course, they have an important place in my life. But I wanted to keep all of this going. So there is that. Then I think I will put my house renovation. The house I'm in now is my 6th or 7th house. And every house that I bought, I started buying a house. I bought my first house at 20, and I renovated it and sold it for a profit, and then moved on. So I have done that. I put the house stuff right there. I've done that my whole life and love it. And I think I told you last week, if I had my whole life to do over again, I think I would have been a home builder. Isn't that an odd one? I had so many things I love to do, but so I'm going to put my crafting thing down here. All right. Then, I put a quilt up here. I think I'm going to move my quilting here. I'm going to put this quilt here. And I thought about putting YouTube right there. But you know why I thought about putting it there is because YouTube gives me a voice. So, not that I really need YouTube to have a voice, because I do know how to talk very well. But I thought about, let's see. I thought about YouTube giving me a voice. So I think I'm going to cut the design down more now since I've decided to put it where my mouth is. Okay. But I've always wanted to make a doll for myself and never have. So that's going to go there because it's my voice. Oh, thanks. You know, it's so funny. I had, in a lot of ways, I had a rough childhood. But what it does is it does make you stronger. And it made me want to make my own home. Does that make sense? So I started out very young. I got married too young, bought a house right away, started having children 2 years later. And I think that's why I have now enjoyed this stage of my life so much, because I'm going to put this over here where the trees are. All right. Then let's see. I'm going to put my mark over here. But it has been one thing, it's been so good for me to get my houses and renovate them and sell them for a profit and move on to the next one, because it's given me a lot of confidence. Okay, I'm going to put this one a little bit this way. Maybe I'll put this one a little this way. I don't want everything to be so matchy lined up. So let me come back before I glue them down and let me give them there. Okay, and this I'll put there maybe. All right. I think I've got most everything. So let me iron this down, then I'll hold it up and show it to you. Oh, Miss Mary, you're so cute. My sad thing is I only put myself through 1 year of college. I wish I had finished. I was in such a hurry to grow up, and I wish I had taken my time. And, but, you know, I was putting myself through college and working a couple jobs and out on my own for the first time and being a little wild, I have to admit. I kind of went a little wild there. And, but that's why I made sure, you know, let my kids know, think of your future, prepare yourself. Okay. So this is not as maybe studied, or I would like to have thought that I would have made it maybe a little more, I don't know, sophisticated, but honestly, it's kind of me. I mean, I think you know, there's a lot of things I think I would like to be or like to think I am, but then the truth is, it's me. So that's all right. Then I'm going to put this cooking one, this food one. Maybe I'll put it here. All right. And I want everybody to know that Miss Mary has her wacky self-portrait as the placeholder for today's show. So proud of her. So she did an outstanding job on hers. All right. Now, this is supposed to be my peony, which is my favorite flower. So let me get this ready to glue on. And I think for now, okay, for now I'm just about ready. All right. So pink peonies are my peonies, pardon me. I know I pronounced it wrong. So that's my favorite flower. All right. So now I think I'm ready to hold it up and to show you what I've got. And sorry I cheated. I would like to think I would be more creative and work on it over time and make more things myself instead of just printing them. But that's all the attention span I had left. Hold on, let me. Now, I talked to all of you about doing some more embellishing, and I'd like to take and put some beads as like a three-dimensional necklace on me. So let's see. Bink. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. And like I told you, I came in with the face and took out all the fabric below. And I still think it needs something else behind it because it shows every wrinkle, everything. I know what I could do. I can get a piece of flannel, put right behind the face fabric. And that way it'll flesh it out a little bit and it'll make it look smoother. So that's what I'll end up doing after we're done. All right, now let's show you again a little closer. All right, so here is Kiwi parachuting down to me because the last time I had her on the show, she wouldn't stay on her little perch. She had to be near me. And thank you to Miss Jody for giving me that idea. The border is because I love The Grinch Stole Christmas. I love butterflies. 2 of my quilts that I love to show I love quilting. My chicken. I love fall. The pink peony. I love England, everything to do British television shows. And I watched EastEnders, which is a British soap opera, for 23 years. I love reading, so there are books. Okay. Then these hearts are on the tree because this is my family tree. So my oldest daughter, her 2 children, my next daughter, her 2 children, my son, and his 2 children. Then there are flowers from my porch, a sewing machine made with love, my philosophy of life, Jenny Beyer and I. And here is the retreat I started in 2012, I believe. And here are crafts because I love crafting. And all of the sewing things as the edge of my shirt, my blouse. Then here I have a heart over my heart with M for my mark. And I have a picture of Grommy, my heart dog, and pictures of Mark with his motorcycle and Mark with his heart dog, Mia. And then I love nature and pink flamingos and another butterfly and YouTube that gives me my voice and house renovations building, which I love, more nature. Norman Rockwell is my favorite artist. I love food and cooking. Back to the Grinch, and I love the flowers are my eyes. Have I covered it all? I think I have. So this is my wacky self-portrait, and then I'm going to get busy. And, oh, I know what I'm going to do. Hold on one second. This will make it look better. Watch something here. All right. So I'm going to get out some real makeup. Okay? It's just this easy. It truly is. Okay. Whoops. No. Well, maybe it's not that easy. Okay. Here we go. hope I have it. Okay, stay. I have to be firm with it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my blush right here, and I'm just going to brush a little makeup on. Don't get it on the hair, Deb. Let me grab real quick, just grab a tissue and get this off. Okay. But see how you can take, and you don't even have to use paint. Now, if you're going to wash this, then yeah, this makeup is not going to stay. But just doing a little like that, and then you can come in here and take like this Sharpie and do a little bit for the eyes. Just little things to help. Whoops, this Sharpie might be about dull. I don't know if it has, whoops. Let's see. Okay, this one is a marker, so I'm going to have to be careful. But you can come in here and give yourself a little eye definition. Like that. Okay. And a little bit like this. And then let's give the mouth a little definition here. Okay. All right. I was thinking, okay, let's see. All right, so just little things like that. Or you can use your ink tints, and I'd like to get some of this excess flour. Be careful when you're using a tacky glue, because it's very, very hard to get the item up if you don't want it there. So what I may have to end up doing is coming in with another piece of face material if I can't get this off. Now what I will try to do before that is come and wet it and let it sit and then see if I can pick at it. But I'm hoping this gives you a little bit of an idea of, and then, oh, I forgot this too. Let me do this. I can come in here with colored pencils and give a little form to my hair. Like this. I love Mary's hair because she used tulle, which gave it such a cool look. So, but anyway, so I think that this just kind of gives a little more. So you don't have to have special. You could just have some colored pencils. You don't have to have special art materials or anything. Now let me hold this up and let you see it. Okay. And I have it, it'll be okay for now. But see, it gives the face a little bit more oomph. So I think that is it. But a little touch of makeup, colored pencils, And when we go to make our dolls, remember the little makeup trick, because that can really work for your art doll. All righty, let me think. So I showed you my wonderful leaf banner, and except for embellishing this and quilting it, this to me is done. And I think I've included plenty to let you know who I am. So, okay. Now I'd like to take any kind of questions you might have. And don't worry, I will finish the pet project. I'm trying to turn this lamp off. This is a cute lamp, but instead of having it on off, it has bump it with your finger, which can be challenging to a Deb because I always hit it one time too many and then have to start all over again. But anyway, all right, so then that means by next week, I have to have something ready to show you. And what I'm going to end up doing is get a container, a plastic see-through container, and I'm going to put all the things. As I find them, I will put them in the container. And that way, I know that I can find just what I need. So if you want to go and look on Etsy or wherever to get your own doll pattern, you can, or I will draw up the doll pattern that I want. And so any questions? We have 5 minutes left. So I'm going to show you something really quickly. Now, I have to apologize in advance because I don't know how messy the desk is going to look. But, okay. What I'm going to do to first show you how to put on this light, because I bought this off Amazon. Okay? I had one some years ago, but the plastic that they had, or the adhesive they had, wasn't the best. So what I'm doing right now, let me bring this down a little further to show you what I'm doing right now. And it's good to do this with like alcohol, something that won't leave any residue. Okay, so clean off your sewing machine really well. And then I'm going to take this, take the twist tie off, but leave it with the cord because it can help you to put it out of the way after, when you're using it, after you've gotten it set up. So then I'm going to come over here, and I've got a plug strip, and I plugged in the light. I think that's important because you want to see exactly where you're going to put this. Oh, and I got this off Amazon. It was 2 for $9.97. Pretty good in my book. Okay, so I push this little thing, and supposedly it has different levels. I'm not, there it goes off, then maybe that's low. I don't know. I'll have to try it. But anyway, I love it on my upstairs machine. Okay, so now with it on, but I have not removed the sticky backing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is come feel my machine. I know right where the little light is underneath my existing machine. And I'm going to put this here, okay? And I'm going to then run it, making sure that no moving parts will interfere with it. And then I'll end up right over here. So now that I know where I want to put it, I can peel off the protective film off the stickiness sheet. Okay, let me see. what I liked about these lights when I found them is they come with some little sticky brackets to help hold this on, because the early LED lights that I got to put on my sewing machine came loose once they were warm. All right, so I'm starting out right here. I start right here because I want some of the light in front of my machine as you push things through. So I make sure I'm not covering up anything that's needed. And I have checked under my machine to make sure that I am not going to in any way involve any moving parts. Move everything, make sure that you've got it. Then I'm going to come up under the machine and avoid where the machine already has its lights, because you don't need double lights. And come right up. So I've got my machine on now too, just to make sure. And then come right up. And the main thing is take your time. Take your time. You do have an idea? Oh, okay. So just making sure that you have made good contact with the plastic. And let me see. I'm going to turn off the machine so you can see that is a lot of light. So I'm very, very happy with it. So, and I will, though, take and put on the little sticky brackets that hold it. But the new adhesives do so much better. This little strip can also be shortened, can be cut shorter. But don't forget, you may want it to come out here so that you can easily see what's on this side of the needle, not just what's under here. Then I will take this over here. And let me bring this back up so you can see. I want to take this, get my twist tie. Never, ever put anything tightly constricting electric wires. You've got to let them breathe. But what I'm going to do, what I should do, yes, is run this. Hold on. Run this through my handle so that I always know where my turn on, my little button to press to turn on the light. And then right after this, I'm going to take and wind this cord back and forth, like this, because I don't want it in the way. And then see how I have it right here. Then very loosely put the twist tie on, because remember, you do not want to crimp the cord and create hot spots on it. So you want it nice and loose. Nice and loose. Okay? So see how it's real loose, but now it just keeps that out of your way. And you've got this up here. There we go. All right. And that way, when I come to sit down and sew, I just, come on. Let me make sure I plugged it in right. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, look, you see, you just push the button and it comes on. I might not have attached it just right again. Hold on. Oh, I know what I did. Sorry, hold on just a second. When I was lifting up the power strip, I turned the power off. I bumped something. But here you go. So I can just leave this turned off and on. You see, where do you exactly push? Since it doesn't have an official button. Whoops, it went off. As you can see, I have to get used to this. Come on. Oh, it does dim. Did you see it? It dimmed. Oh, that was cool. Wait a minute. We got to do this again. And then pull it up like this. It gets bright. Then you can go back and dim it down. Come on. Whoops. Yeah. So anyway, it's pretty good for $5 for your sewing machine. So there we go. So now that's one more chore done and out of the way. All right, I think. And like I told you, I found it on Amazon, and it was 2 sets for $9.99 for $10. So I think pretty darn good. You can buy 1 set for $7.99, and the older we get, the more we need our lights. All right, everybody, I think I'm done. I think I'm tired. Oh, I've got to tell you. So, I was so sleep deprived last week when Mark was gone. Monday and Tuesday, because he came home Sunday afternoon. Monday and Tuesday, I slept 12 hours both days. So, and then I made some homemade chicken and dumpling soup. And then last night we had chili because I felt I just couldn't shake that sore throat and that feeling a little sniffles. But some good homemade soups did the trick. All right, everybody. Thank you, Miss Mary, for allowing us to use your wonderful Wacky self-portrait. Miss Jody, we love you so much. You just, you made my day when you told us about your last Red Devil treatment and ringing that bell. That is the best. So we're going to cross our fingers for your MRI, find out what exactly you're going to do next. But the worst is definitely behind you. So everybody, please be thinking of our Jody and share the love with her because she is an amazing and brave woman. All right, and Terry, we love Terry too. Terry's the best. All right, have a good next couple days, and I'll see you Sunday where I hope to have some more paper mache pumpkins, and I don't know what yet. I haven't thought of it yet. All right, take good care. Love you all. Take very good care. Thank you, Miss Marcia, for always welcoming everyone here as our moderator, hostess of the mostest. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.